Greetings, friends. My name is Crystal Getz. I'm the Director of Children's, Youth, and Family Life Ministries at Auburn First United Methodist Church. I also welcome Colby United Methodist Church and any other viewers that are sharing with us today. I have a question for you. Have you ever seen toddlers carrying around a blanket or a stuffed animal wherever they go? More about him later. Why do they carry those things around? They're germy and they drag on the ground and they get caught in things. However, many small children feel safer with their favorite blanket or bear by their side. But what happens if the child loses his or her blanket or bear? That is a potentially devastating situation. I can remember many times with my own kids when they lost their comfort item, and at best they maybe became sad and started to cry. At worst, there would be hours of searching spent trying to find the object or replace the item, and we would pretty much all feel like we wanted to cry. Right now, I feel like I need a blanket to wrap up in, nice and warm, for comfort. You see, even adults need comforting things to help them. It can be a blanket like this, or sometimes it could be a photo or a nice cup of tea, such as I have. Sometimes comfort can come in the form of food, such as chocolate, a tea biscuit, or a bowl of delicious piping hot mac and cheese. What's something that is a comfort object to you? Of course, it could be a bear or William Shakespeare or a blanket, but it could be something else. Think about what your item of comfort is. For me, it's definitely a hot cup of tea in my favorite mug, sometimes with a tea biscuit, but I also feel like, and the words of William Shakespeare are always comforting. But I feel like my cell phone is a comfort right now. We're in an era where accurate current information about my health and safety is vital, and I'd be devastated if I lost it. Have you ever lost your special item of comfort? How did you feel when you couldn't find it? I can't imagine what it would be like if I ran out of tea or lost my cell phone. I do know how I would feel. I would feel very lost. There was a time when Jesus knew that his disciples, other followers, and even us would be sad and feeling lost. We're nearing the end of the season of Lent, and that means that very soon we will be talking about the resurrection. You can't talk about the resurrection without talking about how Jesus sacrificed his life. He went willingly to the cross and gave up his life out of love for us. And even knowing he was the one making the ultimate sacrifice, he uses that time, some of his last days on earth, to comfort the disciples. He says this in John 14:1. "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God and trust also in me." Jesus was preparing them for what was about to happen. He did not want them to be upset, but to trust in him that everything would be okay, that there would be peace again. In verse 27, Jesus goes on to say, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I give not as the world gives. Don't be troubled or afraid." Jesus points out to us that his peace is a peace like no other. The world and the things in it can't give us the kind of peace that God gives us through Jesus Christ. Jesus explained to the disciples to give them hope and to comfort them in a time when they needed comfort. But Jesus is also comforting us, telling us that in this dark time that we can have peace. Peace that is beyond this world. Peace in knowing that God's deep love for us can climb all mountains, can ford all rivers, and conquer all our fears. We can take comfort in knowing that God, the God of love and light, walks beside us. Remember to connect with God during this time and pray. God will comfort you and give you peace. Peace be with you, my friends. Okay. All right, I'm all done.